Story time about how I got stood up on a date last night. So I decided to make a Hinge, a dating app. This is a new world to me. I never had dating apps before. So I met this guy named Brian on Hinge, and we've been talking, we've been communicating. He's a white guy. I also switched teams, so never talked to a white guy. But he's a cool guy. We've been talking on the phone. We've been talking throughout the week, And basically, the other day, he's like, "Can I take you out?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, when do you want to take me out? Because I would have to arrange babysitter arrangements and all that good stuff. So he's like, "Oh, Friday or Saturday." So I'm like, "All right, well, we could go on Friday." My sister said she could watch my daughter. He's like, "All right, so can you?" He was like, "Do you want to meet me at Maggie McFly's at 7?" So I'm like, "All right, cool, boom." So yesterday, I didn't really ask much about the date after that because we kind of locked in, the date and time, like, all right, this is what we're doing Friday at 7. So yesterday, we're texting throughout the morning, and after I got out of work, I decided to go get a shirt or whatever, for the date or whatever, so I can look cute. So we're texting all morning and stuff, like normal conversation, like everything is good. He sent me a picture of his car, told me that his car was in the shop and he just got it. The part came, so they finally have fixed his car. So that's where the conversation ended, because I was like, all right, that's nice. So then after that, that was like 1 o'clock yesterday. I didn't hear nothing. So I'm like, all right, maybe he's working or whatever the case may be. It's busy at his job. So then I text him around like 4:30 because I'm like, it's getting closer to 7, but I still want a little bit of reassurance. Like, hey, see you at 7. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just a little bit of reassurance. So when I go back in at 4 and I'm like, oh, how's your day going? Like, time goes by, and not for nothing, even though, I'm just now meeting this guy, but I noticed the pattern, and he don't really take longer than 20 minutes to text back. So once we're creeping up to 30 minutes texting back, so now I start feeling a little weird because I'm like, what the hell? So about 5:30 hit, I'm like, it's something funny going on. But I was like, I'm still gonna get dressed or whatever, get cute, because at this point I'm making other plans, because I'm like, if he does some weird stuff, I'm just gonna take myself out, and you know what I mean, just so I don't be too disappointed. So I get dressed, do my makeup and everything. I look at the time. Now it's at 6:30 at this point. Well, almost 6:30. So I decided to text him like, "Hey, we still on for 7?" Nothing. Mind you, he has his red receipts on. He didn't even read the message. They both still say delivered. So I'm like, I'm like, I really wonder what happened. Like after that, he literally just never came back in. I'm like, did I do something? Did I say something? Like the conversation was so freaking normal. So then I go on Hinge this morning. So I took myself out last night. I met up with a couple friends, had a couple drinks, came home, slept in my bed by myself without my daughter. So that felt good. But then this morning, something told me like, oh, um, check your Hinge real quick. He unmatched me from Hinge. So now I'm like, at what point did he unmatch me? Like, was he already planning on standing me up? Bro, like when I say, okay, now I get it. I get how these